This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day. So we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. We'll take a look at the old indexes here, which aren't doing too bad, except for the Dow is down about $1.75. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas, along with the EIA report for natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we are, Bitcoin, daily chart and weekly chart. Now I can see sideways action going on here. We had the low of 116.90, and then we retested that bad boy with 116.275. We have a nice double bottom situation, so as long as we're holding this area, we're looking very, very nice. Now, yesterday we had this low of 117.430, and then today we had a low of 117.305, just a little bit lower, but right here is what we're looking for. So if we start losing this area, this 116.90, then this here is going to be very key. This is going to be your gap. Okay, that's 115.635. And then we'll come over the top of this candle at 114.380. There's your fill. And then we have your 113.763, which is your 21 SMA here. And obviously below that, we have that 50 SMA here at 109.639. Now, you got to really respect this, like I said in the past here, because we have a topping tail going on there, and we have a topping tail on a weekly chart. So until we start cracking above that 123.615, you have to respect it that this is going to be a sideways action kind of a situation, and maybe even a little bit of down. However, once you crack above that, then that negates that topping tail, and she rips higher. Now, the projective, if you look at this left shoulder, head, right shoulder, you do a little flip ski on that. We're looking at about 125.5 is what your next level is going to be. And then you can rally up to 130, 135, and keep around and go. It all depends. But anytime that you have this selling, you can see in Bitcoin, as soon as you have the selling, it seems like it just wants to come right on back again. There's a lot of interested buyers in the old Bitcoin, and everybody thinks that it's going to go higher, and I believe that is going to. All right, so now what we have here on the upside is today we had this high of 119.780, and then we had next level is 120.540 level, and then we come right up top of this candle at 121.165. That's going to be very key. So that was what we're trading at the top. So you want to watch that on top, 17035 on the top, and we want to watch the bottom of this candle here, 116.90 on the bottom. So basically, you're trading this box. Okay, that's the key is what we're trading. We crack above that 121.165, then we're going to retest that 123.615 area, and then we have to see what your reaction is once you get there. Do you blast through, or does she just double top situation and come right on down? So we got to be a little bit patient. Downside, we start losing that. We go to the gap, the fill, and the 21 SMA. That is your downside action. Now, you can see you've got a little bit overbought. Now we just have the sideways action, but good, very, very strong commodity. Your green is still over your red. We just have that sideways action going on. So just trade this range, okay? So right now, watch that 8-day, okay? We're above that. 118.614, that's looking very, very nice. So let's just see how this all shakes out. Today we made a little bit lower low and a lower high, but that's still looking very good because we're above that 8-day and we're holding this nice box area. Okay, so this is looking very, very good. Okay, very, very nice. Now, you look at the weekly chart. We had that topping tail. So far this week here, we just have this, it's like an indecision candle. So it doesn't really know. It's just basically a sideways action, which obviously on the daily we can see. So this is actually looking pretty good. But eventually, I think we crack above that breakout at that 123.615, and we go much higher. Now, RSI here, we're looking very good, very, very strong. Green over your red, very, very good. But we still have plenty of room to run, and this could carry a long ways here. I got to do a look at the Nasdaq down the S&P, and you can see how long that RSI can stretch right on out. So right now, what I am doing is I own the BITX, and I also trade the BITX. And the beauty of the BITX is the 2 times leverage, so I got to make sure that you can handle the leverage. If not, just go to IBIT. But the BITX is very good because what it is it pays a dividend of about right now probably a little bit between 10 and 11%, but it pays it monthly. So you're looking at about 54 cents a share. Looking very, very good. So any kind of a pullback on this is a buying opportunity for me for the long trade, but I'm also trading it daily just for cash flow. All right, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. All right, here we have the gold, here we have the silver. Now, again, I'm not a really what you call a true gold player, same way with silver. Now, there's a lot of traders that's all they do is just trade gold or just trade silver or maybe just a combination. I'm just a long trader on this, and I use the GLD for the long, and I use SLV for the silver. That's for the long side. I don't trade any on the short side. I'm just not really into it. I'm more of I'm an oil trader, natural gas, gasoline, that kind of situation, or the XLE for the big oil ETFs, and also technology. Anything that's an NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Apple, that's where I think the future is with all the AI trades. And of course, Tesla, Tesla's always a good trade here, but just remember, Tesla is a two-way trade. You're coming off here today, you're down about 29 bucks. And as I say, but it's a two-way trade, so always remember that on the old Tesla. Now, we had this really nice run, but we had this sideways action situation. We ran right up here, nice, very nice here. Got as high as 34.47. Yesterday made a high of 34.51. But you notice that it couldn't get to the 68 level up here, or it couldn't get to the 34.76 level. So that's really, it just could not do that. So again, it came right on down. Sold down today, made a lower low, but look where it went. Okay, right back down into support area. Held that 21-day. Look at that. Okay, see, 33.52. Right below it, didn't even make it to the 50-day at that 33.43. And now look at what the price is hanging right around that 8-day at 33.76. Okay, so this is a very, very strong commodity. Okay, very, very strong. See, bottom left, upper right, very, very strong. So for me, what I'm waiting for is it to close above this top candle, 34.76. Then I know the next target is going to be 35.09. So I would buy GLD up here, and then I would add to the position on there, and then we take that to 35.50, maybe even 3600. All right. So again, if you're just if you're trading every day, well, then what you have to do is just watch that 8-day, watch that 21 SMA here, and then obviously watch that 50-day. That's going to be very, very key. Now on the upside here, what we do is we want to watch yesterday's low. Okay, that's at 33.90. Then we look at today's high, 33.55 level. Then we come up top of this candle. You're looking at 34.16. Then we come to this rocketing up here, 34.47, and then we have your retest at 34.51. Above that, you have that 34.68, and then we have that 34.76. That is going to be your big time targets. But again, we just have a little bit of consolidation, but we're holding here very good. RSI looking good at 52, and your green is over your red. So this is very, very good. And when you look at the overall chart, very, very bullish chart. Now, look at silver, pretty much the same thing. We had that nice consolidation. We had the perfect bull flag. Then she ran up nicely. Now, okay, so today, yesterday we had that high at 39.91. Today we put it a lower, but where did it go? Look at this. See, this is why you trade the charts. It came right down to it. 38.83. Look at that bad boy. Right down to it, to the 8-day. So respect that 8-day, because look at this. Look how many times that it's held it. So if it goes up and comes back down, who says it's not going to hold it again? That's the same way with the 21-day. Okay, we have all this stuff that's holding. If it comes down, it'll hold it again. Or if it blows through, well, then we know we're going to hit the 50-day target. Okay, so right down the downside, just watch that 38.83. We lose that, we're going to be coming down to this 37.71. We lose that, we're going to have the 50-day at 35.97. Now, yes, there is support right here, but these are your big major supports: your 8, 21, 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day simple moving average. Now, upside, well, we hit a high there at 39.66. What we're watching is the top of this candle here at 39.57. So you made just a little bit higher high. Okay, very, very nice here. But then we got to watch right there at 39.72. And then we got to watch 39.91. That's your breakout. You crack that, you're going to go to 40, 42, and then you're going to hit that 45 level very, very easy. Now, we had this negative divergence just like we had here. Okay, high, lower high, high, higher high. Same thing here, high, lower high, high, higher high, and we're doing the same thing. So basically we have just a consolidated action, the same way we have going on here. But when this goes sideways like this, that builds energy. Here's a perfect example of it, where it goes sideways, sideways, and then bam, off to the races you go. So just respect that 8-day, very, very key, and that 21-day on the downside. The upside, well, we're looking for that 39.91 crack. You're going to go 40, 42, and 45. All right, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natty gas. Okay, here we have crude oil. We're still basically this big bear flag situation going. Now, you can see where it rallied up, but very, very tough to getting through this 8 days, 66.22. That's going to be upside. You have to get above that, and we have to get above the 66.53. If we can do that, we can come to the top of this candle. You look at a 67.01. We'll come over top of here. You look at 67.54, then 68.23. That is your 200-day, and then right above that is 69.65, which is basically just the top of that candle. There's your retest. Okay, very, very easy, very, very simple. But you got to get above the 8-day and the 21-day, and then that 200-day in order to get that. So this is very, very strong. Look at that 200-day. Look at this. Look how nice and strong that is. Held it right there, and then she came right on down. Now, that being said, look at 100-day here. Came down here, boom, closed right above. Came down again, closed right above. Today, we held it. So respect this 100-day, 65.03. We lose that. We got right there, 64.50, and then we're going to look right to the bottom of this candle at 64 flat. So for me, this is just a trading opportunity. I do UCO for the long, SCO for the short. Works out very, very nicely. RSI, we're only sitting at 48. No big deal. Green, blue, your red. Because we have this downtrending action. Momentum is still to the downside. But you're going to need a catalyst for this to blast higher. Okay? Just as simple as that. Now, this time of the year, coming into hurricane season, if you look at a seasonality chart, oil's really usually pretty good till about the end of September. But then you want to do the little short ski on that. From really I shorted from the first week of October all the way to the first week of December. Then you want to buy it first week and second week of December and take it long about the first couple days of January and then get out of that bad boy. And then I just wait until February. Then I take a buying opportunity. But we'll have to see if it all shakes out this year. But just check out a seasonality chart. I got it right on my playlist, or you can go to equityclock.com. Seasonality charts right there for you. Now, Natgas, yeah, she can't get off the ocean night here now, can it? So we got a little bit higher today. We got 3.16. So we're looking at the bottom here, 3.149. And then we're looking here at 3.19. Couldn't quite make it to that. That was your resistant level. So what we're looking for now is that 3.16 level, then 3.19. And then we just follow these candles up here. You got 3.26. We have 3.33. And then we're looking for 8-day at 3.36 level. Okay. So, and then we have your 3.4 level, your 21-day, your 200-day, 345, 349, and then 362. But right now here, we got a big downtrending situation. We had like a tweezer top situation going on there, and now we're coming all the way on down. Now, downside, we want to watch yesterday's low. Okay, 306. That's going to be very key. Now, today we only made a low there of 3.605 and 3.0661. So we made a little bit higher low kind of a situation, so we have an inside day. But reality, what you really want to watch is right here. This is 305. There's your gap. And then we look for 298. There's your fill. And then look to the bottom of the candle at 286 if it comes and sells off. But let's just see. We'll watch this at when the futures open at 6 p.m. If we can get above this 3.16 level, then we can take it up to that 8-day. It'd be a nice trade on UNG. Take it all the way to that 8-day. And then we get the hell out of the trade. Okay? So, but it's going to need a little catalyst to take it up there. Now, RSI here, we never got to an oversold. I mean, an oversold condition. Yeah, no. Just came right on down. But now she's curling right back up. And the green is still below your red. So this is very, very bearish. See how we had that downtrending situation? Little rally, tweezer top, and down again. Okay, so there's really nothing here. This is like crude oil. This is a trade. That's all for me. I don't hold natural gas. I just trade it in crude oil. That's all I've been doing on this here is just trading it, not holding one thing at all because there's just nothing here. But if it does pop up, I'll jump into UCO and we take it to the 200-day. If it pops down, then I jump into SEO. We lose at 64. I jump into SEO, and we take it much lower. Okay, let's take a look at the old indexes. All right, here we have the Dow. We have the NASDAQ. Okay, so we had this nice higher high. It broke above that key level yesterday at 44.85. Okay, nice, very nice. Looks like it's going to rip up. Today we have that, what they call an indecision day. Doesn't know what the hell to do. Now, what we're watching on the downside is watching yesterday's low. That's at 44.638. There's your gap. Then we looked at the top of the candle, 44.52. There's your fill. And then we have that 44.464. There's your 8-day. And then we have the catch-all 21-day right below it, which you have to respect. Came right on down. What did it do? Held the 21-day. Right back up again. Okay? So just respect all what you got going on here. Now, we have negative divergence going on in the RSI. See how we have a high, lower high. See how we have a high, and a higher high. Negative divergence. Always keep that in mind. Now, here we go on the S&P. This thing just wants to keep pushing up higher, 63, 80, 81 here. Maybe we go to 60, 65, 65. Probably. We could work that, say, a bad boy right up to 6,500, maybe even 6,600. So we got to see how that all shakes out. So again, have no opinion because we're holding this key 8 SMA. Even when it came down, where to go? Close right back above the 8-day. Okay, so just watch that 63.05 on downside. Then we want to watch 62.51 on the downside. And then we have next is that 60.079. But we also have a gap here. Okay, so we look at 60.59. And then we look at 60.28. Gap and fill if we lose that key 50-day. And then we have the 200-day and 100-day. Now, right now here, we just have this very, very strong RSI, which is going here. But again, nothing goes up forever. So always, always remember that. Now, NASDAQ. Well, Tesla stunk it up, and I knew they were going to stink it up. I mean, they got nothing. Google did a really good job. Now, it didn't really get the kick like it's supposed to. It's getting 193. It got as high as 197.95 today, and then it pulled right on back. So we got earnings coming up. You got Microsoft, and you got Meta, and you got Amazon. You got all these coming up here. Remember, NVIDIA isn't until August 27th, so that one you can stay long because you got a ways to work on that. But we're working it here. Very, very nice. We made a high of 21,113. We could go to, you can go to 22,000. Very easy. Got to see how this all going to shake up. Eventually, this comes off. This melt up comes off. Okay? But right now, it's not coming off. Okay? So right there, watch that 8-day, 21-day, 50-day. That's all your keys level support. Watch that gap right there, 19,795. Watch that fill, 19,643. Okay? If we lose that 50-day. Those are all going to be your good support levels. Right now, we just have a complete V-shape going on here, V-shape going on here, which is fine. But again, once this shakes out and you can see how small these candles are getting, just like Pee-wee. Pee-wee going right on up here. Very, very small. This never ends well. Never ends well. So always, always remember that when you have these charts like this, these V-shape, it never ends well. Nothing goes up forever. So use stops, okay? So don't ever anybody tell you that I did say use stops, take profits, put money in the pocket. This is not buy and hold. This was buy and hold. This was buy and hold. This was buy and hold. This trading. This trading. This is trading. Okay? So we got to see how this earnings season is going to shake out. And we'll see how it is going down the road. But again, always watch the end of August, September, October. Not good months for stocks. So always remember that. Eventually, when it comes up, it's going to come flying down. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Friday already, and we'll do it all over again. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.